Hello friends, welcome. Hearty welcome to you. In this session, let's try to understand about circles and tangents as part of 10th grade syllabus geometry. So, first let's try to understand what is a tangent. We know what is a circle. A circle is a locus or collection of all the points which are at a constant distance from a fixed point. So we know about circle, and let us say what are the scenarios we will have when a circle and a line are intersecting with each other. Let us say we have a line. So the one scenario can be that the line will intersect the circle. The other scenario can be the line away from the circle. And one more scenario, the last scenario, there are only three possibilities. The other scenario is the line just touching the circle. So the line just touching the circle now. In the first case, we call this line which is intersecting the circle as secant. And if the line is touching at only one, if the line is touching the circle, obviously it will be at one point only. That line is called as tangent. If you observe, when a line is touching the circles, you have 2 points of intersection. So one is this end, other is that side. Now suppose what happens if these 2 points try to come to close to each other. So when they will come to close each other, when I move into towards the end of the circle in one of the directions, either this way or this way. Let us say suppose I am moving in this way, so my next secant will be parallel to that, like that, then this, then this, then this, then this. You can see that this point is slowly coming towards those 2 points are moving in this direction. That means they are coming close to each other. Now will there be a particular condition where these two will coincide and will become one point, and if you draw the secant or basically the line at that particular point, which we call it as point of contact, is called as tangent. So tangent is nothing but a secant line where the point of intersection or point of contact with the circle both coincide with each other and becomes one point. So that's about the tangent. What is a tangent? To be precise, we will say that tangent is a line which touches the circle exactly at one point. Then it is called as tangent. Now suppose I have a point. How many tangents I can draw to a circle? Let's try to understand that. Suppose I have a circle with a center as, let's say, O and radius of R. We want to find out how many tangents we can draw to a circle, this circle, from a particular point. So again there are three scenarios. One, the point can be inside the circle. If the point is inside the circle, then we cannot draw any tangents. So that's case 1. The number of tangents are 0. This is case 1. Let's take case 2, where the circle is outside, where the point is outside the circle. Pardon me for that. Where the point is outside the circle. So first case scenario is inside the circle, and second scenario is outside the circle. When it is outside the circle, think how many tangents you should be able to draw. You can draw 2 tangents. Now suppose the point is on the circle, then that's the third scenario. In third scenario we can have only one tangent. So the number of tangents you can draw, the max, to a circle from a point is 2. If the point is inside the circle, it's 0 tangents. If the point is outside the circle, you can draw 2 tangents. I will try to roughly show you how these two will be. So one will be going like that, and the other one will go like that. So Now these are the two tangents you can draw from the external point. Now suppose there is only from the external point. Suppose the point is on the circle, then you can have only one tangent, and the tangent will look like that. Okay. Suppose the point is inside the circle, then you cannot draw tangent. That's good. We understood that. Now what will be the, now suppose let us focus on a particular scenario where you are drawing the tangents from an external point to a circle. Let's focus on that particular scenario, this scenario, second scenario. In the scenario, you will observe that I will say that if you join the point of contact to the center, if you join the point of contact to the center, I will say that that angle is 90 degrees. Always is 90 degrees. So the angle between the line drawn from the center to the point of contact and the tangent drawn at a particular point, at point of contact, the angle between them is always 90 degrees. Now how we can say that that is 90 degrees? For that we will step a little bit back. Let us say there is a point, and let us say there is a line. Now in last class we have learned, in previous classes we have learned that the distance between a point and a line is nothing but the shortest distance. So or the perpendicular distance is the distance between the point and a line. Okay, right. Now so always I have to go for the shortest distance. Now what is the shortest distance between a point and a line? We will see that suppose I have point and a line, I always go for the perpendicular distance because the perpendicular distance is the shortest distance. So what we are trying to say now is, if you want to measure a distance from a particular point to a line, you have to measure the shortest distance. That distance is nothing but the perpendicular distance. Similarly, suppose you take a center, from center you try to join any point on the tangent. From center you try to join any point on the tangent. You will see that this distance whatever we have from center O to, let us say this is B and this is A and B, you will see that OB is the shortest distance when compared to the remaining all, because remaining all are more than the radius. You are covering more than the radius. So OB is the shortest distance, and we know shortest distance should be perpendicular distance. Therefore this angle is 90 degrees always. Now let's try to focus on this particular scenario and see what is the relation between these two tangents. What is the relation between tangents PA, PB? Now we are looking into the scenario where the tangents are drawn from an external point P to the circle with center as O. So what is the relation between PA and PB? Not only that, suppose I join, let us say I join O and P. Now what is angle APO? What is the relation between angle APO and angle BPO? And what is the relation between angle AOP and angle BOP? This is what we want to focus upon. So we are now interested to find out. We have been told that yes, from an external point you can draw two tangents. That's perfectly fine. Now what is the relation between them? Are they equal? Yes. If so, how we can prove it? That's what we will look into now. Now just now we have proven that angle OAP is equal to 90 degrees, and also angle OBP is equal to 90 degrees, and we also know OA equal to OB is equal to radius. Remember, whenever you are working with circles, radius is always your friend when you want to use congruency, because it is always equal. So OA equal to OB, we know that that's equal to radius. We also know that angle OAP equal to 90 degrees and also angle OBP equal to 90 degrees. Now how can we prove that PA is equal to PB? For that, what I will do, I'll write down the steps like this. I will say that in triangle APO, comma, triangle BPO, we have, just now we have seen that AO or OA, AO equal to BO, OA equal to OB, because justification is its radius. Next, we have angle OAP is equal to angle OBP, that's equal to right angle. That how we know? We know that from the center to the point of contact, so from the center to the tangent, the shortest distance is the perpendicular distance, so always that is 90 degrees angle. So right angle, the point of contact, makes with the tangent and the line from the center to the point of contact makes always 90 degrees angle. We also know OP equal to OP. By this time you should have understood which congruence I am trying to prove, because there is a right angle and you know opposite to 90 degrees is hypotenuse. So we have hypotenuse here, we have right angle here, we have side here, RHS congruency. By RHS congruency, so we will say that these two triangles are congruent to each other by RHS congruency. Therefore, by CPCT, what we can say? By CPCT, PA is equal to PB. PA is equal to PB. Not only that, angle APO equal to angle BPO. Not only that, angle AOP is equal to angle BOP. That means, if you observe now, you have a triangle in which one angle is 90 degrees, right angle triangle, remaining two angles should add up to 90 degrees. Or let's do another way. So you know that angle APO and angle AOP are complementary angles, they both add up to 90 degrees. Or I can also say angle APB plus angle AOB is 180 degrees. They are supplementary to each other. Another way to prove that is consider this APBO quadrilateral. You know that two angles are 180 90 90 180. So opposite two angles should add up to 180 degrees. If two angles are adding up to 180, then they are supplementary to each other. So angle APB plus angle AOB is 180 degrees. This is very very important, useful for you when you do constructions and also when you try to solve the problems. So this particular diagram and how we have done this should be very very clear, so that you can do all the problems in this particular topic. So by this discussion, whatever you had, we can safely conclude saying that OP is the angular bisector. OP is the angular bisector. That means if I know total angle here is 60 degrees, that means this angle is 30 degrees and also the angle on the other side is 30 degrees, 90 here. So this will be 60, again this will be 60. This diagram should be pretty printed in your brain to have very nice, you know, experience with this particular topic, so that you can do them very well. Okay. Now remember this, whatever we have discussed. Now we are going to do very simple problems based on this particular concept. What we have done till now, let's summarize it. We started with understanding what is a tangent. Then we have seen how many tangents I can draw to a circle, and we focused on a specific scenario from an external point. How many tangents you can draw? 2. Then what is the relation between those two tangents? That's what we tried to explore, and we understood by using RHS congruency that those two tangents lengths are equal. So now let's try to do some simple examples based on this concept. Let's look at this problem. From a point P 13 centimeter from away 13 centimeter away from the center of a circle. So then the center of circle is O and the point is P, which is at 13 centimeter away from the center of the circle. So we know OP equal to 13 centimeter. A tangent PT of length, let us say this is tangent PT of length 12 centimeter is drawn. we have been given PT equal to 12 centimeter. Find the radius of the circle. We have to find out what is the radius. We know that we have a Pythagoras theorem there wherever right triangle is there, and what is our hypotenuse? OP. So I can say Pythagoras theorem says OP square is equal to OT square plus PT square. Now we know OP equal to 13. So can I say 13 square equal to OT square? I don't know the radius. I have to find it out. What is PT? PT is 12 square. So can I say R square equal to 13 square minus 12 square? I just use a little bit of algebraic identity. A square minus B square equal to A minus B into A plus B. So I can write it as 13 minus 12 into 13 plus 12, which is equal to 25, which is 5 square. Therefore R equal to square root of 25. That's equal to 5 because you cannot have negative values there. So R equal to 5 centimeter. So you can see pretty simple example just based on the logic that we have a Pythagoras theorem here, and more important point is angle OTP is always 90 degrees. This we have to be very clear. Once we understand this, then we know we have a right angle triangle there. We can use Pythagoras theorem and find it out. Let's do one more example. We are leveraging the same figure. We have been given that PT is a tangent, OT is the distance between the center and the point from which we are drawing the tangent, and OP is the radius. We have been given that angle POQ equal to 120 degrees. What is angle PTQ? That's very pretty simple because we know that these two angles are supplementary to each other. So can I go ahead and write down angle PTQ plus angle POQ equal to 180 degrees. We have been given POQ is 110 degrees. So can I write down angle PTQ plus 110 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So what's angle PTQ based on that? Angle PTQ is equal to 70 degrees. So please remember that these two angles are always supplementary. Okay, let's do one more problem. Let's look at this example, another simple one. We have been given angle APB is 80 degrees. That means the two tangents are inclined to each other at an angle of 80 degrees. The two tangents are inclined to each other at an angle of 80 degrees. We have to find out what is the angle POA. How to do this one? We have to find out angle POA. That means we have to find out this specific angle. This angle is what we are interested in. That is the angle in which we are interested. Okay, right. Now we know that angle APB is 80 degrees. We also know AO is angular bisector. If AO is angular bisector, then angle APO is equal to 80 degrees divided by 2, that's equal to 40 degrees. So I know this small angle is 40 degrees. Angle APO is 40 degrees. I have to find out what is angle POA. So I'll write down in triangle APO, angle APO plus angle POA plus angle OAP, or can I say angle PAO, equal to 180 degrees. And we know angle PAO is 90 degrees. We also know angle APO is equal to 40 degrees. 40 degrees plus angle POA plus 90 degrees equal to 180 degrees. You simplify that. Angle POA is equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees, which is nothing but equal to 50 degrees. So angle POA is nothing but equal to 50 degrees. Now we have done some problems and angles. Let's try to do some angles on the sides where we have to find out the information about a particular length, not the angle. So let's look into that interesting problem. Let's look at this interesting example. PQ is chord of length 9.6 cm of a circle with center O and radius 6 cm. Tangents PA and PB are drawn to circle from a point P. So find out the length of PA. Let's read this again. There was a typo earlier, I just fixed it. AB is a chord of length 9.6 centimeter with center O and radius 6 centimeter. Tangents PA and PB are drawn to circle from point P. Find the length of PA. Tangents PA and PB are drawn to circle from point P. So we have point P here. This is point P, and this is A, and we have B, and we have been told that AB is the chord of length 9.6 centimeters. So let me just try to draw that. That's a AB. So we have AB is chord of length 9.6 centimeter. So I'll write it down. AB equal to 9.6 centimeter. We have been given that, and we also know O is the center. So let me just put O. O is the center. So OA is equal to 6 centimeter. We have to find out what is the length of the tangent. We have to find out PA. So we can solve this in two ways. One, we can use similarities, and another we can use Pythagoras theorem. So first we will solve it using similar triangles, then after that we will solve it using Pythagoras theorem. So first of all, which triangles are similar in there? To understand that, I have to look at which triangles will have same angles. One I know is that this angle is 90 degrees. So that angle is 90 degrees. Can I say angle PAO is equal to 90 degrees? Angle PAO is equal to 90 degrees. Not only that, we also know that this small angle is also 90 degrees. What is that angle? That angle is, we'll just give a name there. We'll say that, let us say that is R. We also know that angle ARO is also 90 degrees. Now I see one small triangle ARO and one big triangle PAO. Both of them have 190 degrees with them, and they both have angle OS common. This angle is common to both of them. So I can prove them. They are similar to each other by AA similarity. Then I take at the corresponding sides, they should be in the same proportion. So let's write it down. We'll first prove it. We'll say in triangle PAO, comma, triangle ARO. Always remember, O is common, so it should come in third position only. Where you have 90 degrees, second A. So here also you should have 90 degrees, that is at R. Okay. In triangle PAO, comma, triangle ARO, we know that angle PAO is equal to angle ARO. That's nothing but 90 degrees. We know one is at point of contact, the angle is 90 degrees. The other is if you just try to join the center to the external point, actually that's nothing but a line which is drawn perpendicular. You know that the angle here will be always 90 degrees only, because the chord will be bisected. So we know that this angle is 90 degrees and also this chord is bisected. That gives us another information. We know that AR equal to RB is equal to 9.6 by 2. That's equal to 4.8 centimeter. So we have angle PAO equal to angle ARO equal to 90 degrees. Not only that, we have angle POA is equal to angle AOR. This is 90 degrees and this is common angle, common to both of them. So by AA similarity, therefore these two triangles PAO is similar to triangle ARO by AA similarity. Now Once they are similar to each other by AA similarity, we can just write down what are the corresponding sides. From here I can get it. I'll write down PA divided by AR is equal to AO divided by RO, that's equal to PO divided by AO. So what we want PA information, so I have to take this one. Do I know AR? Yes, I know AR is 4.8. I have that information with me. And do I know RO? Do I know RO? Do I know AO? Yes, I know AO. AO is 6 centimeter. How to find out RO? Pythagoras theorem. So we will do that here. We'll write down RO is equal to square root of AO square minus AR square. That's equal to square root of AO is 6 square minus AR is 4.8 square. So if you simplify that, you will get 36 minus 23.04, that's equal to 12.96, and square root of 12.96 is 3.6. So we have 3.6 here. So we have AR, we have OA, we have OR, all the information is available. So we will go to these two. We'll try to find out what is PA now. So we'll go to these two. We'll take these two and we'll try to find out what is PA. We are interested in PA there. We have to find out PA. So we'll write down PA equal to AR into AO divided by RO. What is AR? AR is 4.8. What is AO? AO is 6. What is RO? RO is 3.6. You simplify that, you will have 4.8 into 6 by 3.6. I can say decimal go away. Can I say 48 into 6 by 36? Let's simplify here. We'll write down the answer there. 6 will go 6 times, 6 will go 8 times. So my answer is 8. 8 centimeter is the answer. So we have used here whatever the concept we have learned, that angle PAO is 90 degrees and we have a Pythagoras theorem. We also understood that if you have a chord, then the chord is bisected, then you will have 90 degrees angle there. So we have two similar triangles. By leveraging that, we have find it. Now next time what we will do, we will use Pythagoras theorem and try to solve the same problem without using the similar triangles. Let me just go ahead and do that. To solve using Pythagoras theorem, we will leverage both the right angle triangles whatever we have. Before that, we will say that PR is equal to X. And we say, okay, maybe we'll take PR is Y because we are interested in PA. Generally what we want to find out anyway. We'll say PR equal to Y and PA is equal to X. Now we have two right triangles here. First we'll consider the first triangle. In the first triangle we have triangle triangle, we will take it as, which triangle we'll be considering? We'll take the triangle angle PAO. Triangle PAO, we will have hypotenuse square, PR is Y and PA is X. So can I say Y plus 3.6 whole square, that is nothing but PO square is equal to OA square, that is 6 square, plus PA square, that is X square. What's the condition we want to write there? We want to write down PO square is equal to OA square plus PA square. So this is my equation number 1. So let's go to another triangle where we have X and Y, that is nothing but a triangle PAR, PAR. When I go to triangle PAR, my hypotenuse is, when you take triangle PAR, you know that angle PRA is equal to 90 degrees now. So what's the hypotenuse now? If PRA is 90 degrees, you have in this PA square is equal to PR square plus RA square. That's nothing but equal to PA square. PA square is x square equal to PR square. PR square is nothing but y square plus RA square, that is 4.8 whole square. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. We have considered two triangles where you can use Pythagoras theorem. And we have variables. Because two variables are there, I should need two equations to solve them. So one is triangle POA, hypotenuse is y plus 3.6. So y plus 3.6 whole square is x square plus 6 square. Take the triangle PAR. In that, angle PRA is 90 degrees. That means x is hypotenuse now. So x square equal to y plus 4.8 whole square. What we'll try to do now, we'll try to replace x square in 1 with x square in 2. Then my equation will be y plus 3.6 whole square equal to 6 square plus y square plus 4.8 whole square. We'll try to simplify this and expand a plus b whole square. We'll try to find out y value, then we can get x value automatically. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's simplify this and find out the value of y. So for that we'll expand. We will say y square plus 2ab 7.2y plus 3.6 whole square, that's 12.96, equal to 36 plus y square plus 4.8 whole square, that is 23.04. So y square will cancel. We will have 7.2y is equal to 36 plus 23.04 minus 12.96. We try to simplify this. We will get 36 minus 12.96 is 23.04 plus 23.04. So that becomes twice of that, 46.08. 7.2y, y equal to 46.08 divided by 7.2. That's equal to 4608 divided by 720. We can simplify that. We will see that that's equal to 6.4. So we can check with the 24. We will have 30s here and we will have 24 ones are 24, 216, 24 nines, 24 twos. Then I can check with 6. 6 will go 5 times, 6 will go 32 times, 32 by 5 is 6.4 centimeter. So we got y now. We can leverage our earlier given equation that x square is equal to 4.8 whole square. Since we know y, we can just go and substitute x square equal to 6.4 whole square plus 4.8 whole square. 6.4 whole square is 40.96 and 4.8 whole square is 23.04. So when you add them, you will get 64. That means x equal to 8 centimeters. So this process is a little bit lengthy, but you are not using similar triangles. So if you are interested in similar triangles, please go ahead with that. Otherwise, you can use Pythagoras theorem and also we can solve that. So just before wrapping up in this session, next session we will continue with more examples related to circles and tangents. What we learned in this particular session, to summarize, we learned what is a tangent, what are the number of tangents we can draw, what is the relation between the tangents, and what is the angle included between the tangents and the angle between the line which is drawn from center to the point of contact. And we have used these concepts to solve some simple examples. I'll catch you once again in the next session. Thanks for your time and support. Do give your feedback either by mail or in YouTube. Thanks for your time again.